June 18, 1815. The fields of Belgium are soaked in mud and ambition. On one side stands Napoleon Bonaparte, Emperor of the French, commanding 73,000 men and 250 guns, and a dream of reclaiming his empire. On the other, the Duke of Wellington and his Anglo-Allied army, dug in and waiting for the Prussians to arrive. The fate of Europe hangs in the balance, but this time, something else hangs in the sky. Something that shouldn't exist for another 2 centuries. The F-22 Raptor, the deadliest fighter jet ever built, a stealth predator born from a world of satellites, computers, and guided missiles. It's a flying machine that costs more than every horse on the battlefield combined and moves faster than a musket ball fired point blank. Its sleek titanium body slices through the air at twice the speed of sound, faster than Napoleon's couriers could deliver bad news. The Raptor carries 2 1,000-pound JDAM precision bombs, 6 AMRAAM missiles, and a 20mm cannon capable of firing 6,000 rounds per minute. Each one of those shells could turn an entire French line regiment into red mist before they even hear the shot. Meanwhile, Napoleon's army relies on muskets, cannons, and cavalry charges. The most advanced technology here is the drumbeat. The Emperor commands veterans of Austerlitz and Jena, men who've marched across Europe and crushed everything in their path. They're disciplined, brave, and completely unprepared for what's about to descend from the heavens. At dawn, the French army forms up on the ridge near La Belle Alliance. Columns of blue coats stretch across the muddy fields, drums pounding, flags snapping. The cannons roar to life, hurling iron balls toward Wellington's defensive line. Then, from somewhere above the clouds, a thunder that isn't thunder answers back. At 8:20 a.m., the Raptor locks onto its first target, the main French artillery battery. It releases a JDAM from 30,000 feet. The bomb falls silently for 30 seconds before turning the center of Napoleon's gun line into a crater the size of a swimming pool. 200 gunners vanish in an instant. The survivors stare at the smoking pit, unable to comprehend what just happened. Some shout that God has struck them down. Others think the English have built a new kind of cannon. No one imagines there's an invisible angel of death riding in contrails above the clouds. While the French try to reform, the Raptor loops back and fires its 20mm cannon into a cavalry regiment. The fuselage shreds armor, horses, and men alike. The survivors scatter in terror, convinced hell itself has opened. One officer yells to his men to shoot at the sky. They fire their muskets upward. The bullets fall harmlessly back down, killing 3 of their own. Napoleon watches through his spyglass as his cavalry evaporates. He orders the Imperial Guard forward, shouting, "The Guard advances!" The Raptor dives out of the clouds, unleashing another JDAM right into their formation. The explosion erases the Guard in one blinding flash. The Emperor's invincible veterans, gone. The shockwave flattens banners, topples drummers, and sends horses running mad with fear. The French morale collapses instantly. By noon, the battlefield is chaos. Wellington, who has no idea what's happening either, thinks God himself has joined the coalition. His men cheer between bouts of shell shock. The Raptor, flying lazy circles above the field, uses its last missiles to erase the French reserves near Plancenoit. Napoleon's army disintegrates. Thousands flee south, abandoning guns and standards. Napoleon himself stands amidst the smoke, staring at the empty sky. He mutters that he's been betrayed by heaven. His staff officers whisper that the English have summoned a thunder god. Some soldiers fall to their knees, crossing themselves, praying for the noise to stop. In less than 2 hours, the Battle of Waterloo is over. No Prussians needed, no heroic last stand. Just one aircraft from 2010 casually deleting the French Empire from history. The field that once decided Europe's future now looks like the surface of the moon. When word of the disaster spreads, Europe descends into hysteria. Priests claim Judgment Day has come. Scientists spend decades trying to explain the metal bird of fire. The legend of the Angel of Waterloo spreads across the continent. Napoleon is captured days later, muttering about demons that fly faster than sound. The Pope convenes an emergency council to condemn whatever infernal weapon the British used. Meanwhile, Wellington writes the shortest victory dispatch in history. Enemy annihilated by act of God. Situation secure. Without the French Empire, Britain's power skyrockets centuries ahead of schedule. Steamships? Irrelevant. Railroads? Who needs them? The world enters the jet age in 1815, and history as we know it disintegrates. The F-22 having rewritten Europe's destiny, climbs to 50,000 feet and vanishes into the clouds. Mission complete. The pilot's only regret? There wasn't a second army to vaporize. So next time you visit the fields of Waterloo, remember, some legends were made by men, others by afterburners.